Good evening, everyone. Time for another silver update. This is the 5-minute chart of the Bitcoin. Now, I know that a lot of silver people are not into Bitcoin. That's a whole separate channel and blog that I have that I do those stories on. I'm not bringing this up to do any promotion of the Bitcoin, but I'm trying to do a comparison of markets here. Now, there's been a big correction here. The Bitcoin actually hit a $1 billion market cap. And you can see that it's trading fast and furious. You can go down and see the trades live, the bid and the ask. Now, what I find fascinating about this is that this is a little tiny market, a freely traded internet market between Bitcoin users on a couple of exchanges, primarily Mt. Gox. But then we have the precious metals markets and we have the silver market. As you can see here on the silver market, this is netdania.com. The 1-minute chart. You can click on the link below. You can see here that in the PM open that we have on NetDania, we have a gap down of around 50 cents. Silver gapped from about 28.30 down to 27.80. So roughly a 50-cent gap down on virtually no volume. You can see that's a very important technical point, because it actually takes us below this low over here, all the way back. And so that's a very important technical move in silver that gives us a new test line down here around 26. And yet you can see massive churning of volume has been done in the day. We'll pull back so you can see that volume. I've been pointing out this volume, massive volume has been going on in the silver market, the fake silver market, as these bankers, these criminal bankers, trade fake silver back and forth with each other to rig the price and to manipulate markets. Now, this is going to be about the fix, the London fix, the gold fix, the silver fix. It's very interesting and telling that they actually use that term. Yes, that is the term that is used. It's called gold fixing. This is a Wikipedia article. The London gold fixing, or gold fix, is the procedure by which the price of gold is determined twice each business day on the London market by the 5 members of the London Gold Market Fixing Limited, on the premises of N.M. Rothschild and Sons. It is designed to fix a price for settling contracts between members of the London bullion market, but informally the gold fixing provides a recognized rate that is used as a benchmark for the pricing of the majority of gold products and derivatives throughout the world's markets. The gold fix is conducted in United States dollars, pound sterling, and euro daily at 10:30 a.m. and 3 p.m. London time by a dedicated telephone conference facility. Now, think about that, people. That is the most ridiculous idea, that in this day and age where we've had internet capability for more than 15 years to have markets trading 24/7, we allow these criminal bankers operating out of London to fix the price of gold and silver. And if you think that's bad, it's a lot worse than that. So, of course, what I do, what you would do, what any normal person would do when they see this type of rigged price in zero volume, we don't know what's going to do tomorrow. It could crash to 22. It could blast off to 35. This is all their fake paper prices. But of course, you're going to try to take advantage of it when you know there's a rigged market and jump into the real market and get yourself some physical. Now, if we go over to Tulving, you can see that Tulving states on their site, we use kitco.com ask price for buying and selling. If we go over to Kitco on the live prices, we can see they're still quoting that closing price. The markets will open in 12 hours and 43 minutes. The market is closed. Well, we know that that's not exactly true, because I've bought silver in the aftermarket, physical silver from APMEX, where the price is still moving. So there is a market after hours, but it's very, very thin. And of course, that's when the cabal strikes. So that's very suspicious to start with. But of course, we're looking for a price for physical silver and physical gold. But when we look at the history, this is a site or a page on Kitco where we have the historical London fix back to 1996. So you can see we start back in the year of 1996. You've got an AM and PM fix, gold, silver, platinum, palladium, and you can see the gold fix was $369 in the morning, $369 in the evening. Silver was $4.80. Platinum was $371, and palladium was $117. Now, one thing that you'll note here is that gold has an AM and a PM fix. Platinum has an AM and a PM fix. Palladium has an AM and a PM fix, but silver does not. Silver only has one daily fix. And you can bring that all the way to the future. You can bring that all the way to today, and you can see that that's still the case. There's only one silver fix in the day. One time per day they tell you what the price of silver is. So this whole idea of fixing a price tells you that you're looking at rigged markets. And again, this continues to this day until these people in the city of London who are fixing the price of precious metals, until these people are either out of business or put in jail, these world economic problems will continue. So why is there only one fix for silver? Why are there two fixes for platinum, palladium, and gold, but there's only one fix for silver? I don't know. You tell me. So you can see with the gap down in silver, I think that probably tonight we will see a rally, perhaps up to above where we closed at. We just don't know. But it is ridiculous and absurd that we have a market that is one of the most important markets in the world, that we are told once a day what the prices are, and we have a fix out of London, but we don't even have two fixes. We only have one fix for silver. So it's my opinion. I think I've proven it through countless videos, years of work, and many exposés, that silver is absolutely the Achilles heel of this criminal banking cabal. They know that with the things that are going on in Cyprus, any rational person, and especially with the nitwit who's in charge of the EU, who came out and said that the Cyprus scenario would be a way of applying to the entire rest of the European Union for any banking crisis. With this nitwit coming out and saying something like that, that is clearly going to spark bank runs, beginning in Southern Europe and probably the rest of Europe, possibly in Russia, the United States, and Japan. Because why would you keep your money in a bank when they've told you right to your face that they can and they will steal it without your consent? There are no repercussions. The banksters will do what they want. They're the criminals who are in control of all the banks. They're the criminals who are in control of all the governments, and they are simply going to do what they want to do with your money. So they've made it very clear that they intend to cause panic in bank runs. I have no idea why they're doing this. I have a lot of guesses. There's a lot of speculation as to whether or not this was a salvo against the Russians who were operating out of Cyprus, and that was their place for laundering their funds. We don't know. There's a lot of speculation about the head of Christine Lagarde being investigated, that this is some type of NATO-type proxy war being fought over there. I have no idea what's really behind this, but I know that they're tipping their hand towards endgame, and clearly this manipulation of the silver price, which is, if you think about these types of crises, silver is going to be the key metal that people are going to run to protect themselves from this type of crisis. Admittedly, you would want to have a certain amount of cash on hand if the banks are shuttered, because you're not going to go and give a silver eagle for a bag of groceries or something like that. But at the same time, you're not going to want to pull all your money out of the bank and keep a gigantic pile of cash stuffed in your mattress, because two risks. One, the risk of inflation, that cash is going to be devalued over time, the risk of it being stolen, and also there's a very, very large risk that these criminal bankers who control these criminal governments will simply declare that currency null and void. So with that being the case, you're going to want to protect yourself with something that they don't control, and that's going to be the precious metals, primarily gold and silver. Now, with the price rise that we've had in gold, and let's check the gold chart because it's key to see if it has had, well, you can see now it's having a breakdown after hours. So this appears to be a legitimate move. Legitimate in the sense that it is at least not a tick anomaly, but they are actually doing an after hours market crash of the price of the precious metals. So continuing, gold would be something you would seek to protect yourself in. It would be much safer to have your mattress stuffed with gold than to have your mattress stuffed with dollars or euros for the risks that I just pointed out. But again, gold, even though it is ultimately divisible, it's not available in such tiny amounts, whereas silver, being such a low price as far as the gold-silver ratio being out of whack historically, then silver is going to be much, much more desirable for the common man to stack to protect himself from these criminal banksters who have run amok and are destroying the world right now. So that being the case, we know that the normal reaction of any rational person who's seeing this cabal of criminal banksters running around and stealing people's money out of banks would be to protect themselves with some type of precious metal investment, and that's going to be silver. That's why we're seeing this type of open manipulation in the silver market. They no longer, they're not pulling any punches. They're making it very obvious that they're going to drive the paper price of silver as low as they choose. They're not going to link that to the physical price. You're not going to be able to buy it for that price because you have that fixing, and that says everything right there. So you're just going to have to do the best you can to try to find someone who's going to sell to you at these prices for physical, and try to ignore the paper price. They're trying to create a disconnect here. The fact that we could have just a tiny baby digital currency like the Bitcoin trade 24/7, and yet we can't have the two most important precious metals, the most important money in the history of the world, literally has to be fixed once a day in the city of London by criminal banksters, is outrageous, and it's got to end, and it's going to end fairly soon. And we'll talk to you next time.